Outlander fans, the wait is finally over. The final chapter is coming sooner than expected. The official release date for Season 8 has been revealed, and it comes with a shocking surprise. This is not just another season, this is the end of a journey that has lasted for years and touched millions of hearts for more than a decade. Outlander has taken fans on a journey through time, love, and war. From the moment Claire Randall first touched the ancient standing stones in Scotland and was swept back into the 1700s, the story captured viewers like no other. The mix of history, romance, adventure, and fantasy gave the series a unique identity and allowed it to stand out in a crowded television world. What began as a simple tale of a nurse from the 1940s trapped in a dangerous past grew into a sweeping epic about survival, family loyalty, and the strength of true love. Across 7 seasons, audiences followed Claire and Jamie Fraser as they faced impossible trials together. They crossed oceans, fought battles, built families, and endured heartbreaking separations, only to find their way back to each other time and again. Their bond became the soul of the series and the reason millions stayed glued to their screens. Each season deepened the stakes, expanding the world of Outlander from the Highlands of Scotland to the American colonies. While history kept moving forward, their love story remained at the heart of everything. And that is why the announcement of Season 8 means so much. It represents the final chapter in their journey and the closing of a story that began years ago. Season 7 left fans hanging on the edge. The storylines introduced new challenges and shocking twists. Brianna and Roger faced struggles of their own, while Jamie and Claire continued to be caught in the fires of revolution. The weight of history pressed heavily on them, and the fate of their family remained uncertain. Those unanswered questions are what made fans hungry for Season 8, but no one expected the news that has just arrived. The official release date is here, and it is not what anyone thought. The excitement around this announcement is unlike any before. Outlander is not just ending, it is ending with a promise to deliver something unforgettable. When a series has run this long, it is not easy to say goodbye, but the fact that the producers and cast are preparing fans for this final chapter shows that it is going to be emotional, powerful, and full of surprises. Viewers who have been with the story from the very start will feel the weight of history finally settling as Season 8 closes the circle. This is not just television anymore. It is history, romance, and fantasy, all tied together for one last time. The world of Outlander has always thrived on surprise. Nothing is ever as it first seems, and just when fans begin to feel comfortable, the story takes a turn that no one saw coming. The same can be said about the release of Season 8. 4 months, whispers and guesses filled the internet. Some believed the final season would not appear until late next year. Others were certain it would be delayed even longer because of the size and complexity of the production. But then the official announcement dropped like thunder, shaking the Outlander community with a single line: "The wait will not be as long as you feared." The creators confirmed that Season 8 is coming earlier than many predicted. Instead of pushing fans into a long stretch of silence, Starz decided to move forward and reveal a date that feels like a gift to the loyal audience. This decision is not just about timing. It is about honoring the years of support and passion that fans have poured into the show by setting a release date that arrives sooner than expected. They are proving that Outlander will end not with delay, but with urgency, with the energy of a story that cannot wait any longer to be told. Imagine the shock that spread across social media the moment the news broke. Fans who had prepared themselves for another long winter of waiting suddenly found themselves counting down much sooner than expected. Timelines filled with celebration, emojis, videos, and endless comments from people who have traveled with Claire and Jamie since the very beginning. Some fans described the reveal as a relief, others called it a blessing, and many simply said they could not believe their luck. The surprise release date became an event in itself, a moment that brought the community together. One more time before the final ride, but the announcement did more than just give a date. It carried weight and meaning. It told fans that this final chapter is being handled with care and intention, unlike many shows that stretch out the wait to build hype. Outlander chose to meet its audience halfway, delivering sooner rather than later. The early arrival sets the stage for a finale that feels alive, urgent, and driven by momentum. The story that began at the Standing Stones, so many years ago is racing toward its conclusion, and every beat of it will matter. The confirmed release date does not just mark a day on the calendar, it marks the beginning of the end, a moment that fans will circle, highlight, and remember long after the series is. Outlander has never played by the rules. Every twist, every jump through time, every heartbreaking separation came when the audience least expected it, so it should come as no shock that even the release plan for the final season carries its own surprise. Fans thought they were simply getting a release date. Instead, what they got was a twist that changes how the last chapter will be experienced. The creators revealed that Season 8 will not be delivered in one simple block of episodes. Instead, it will arrive in waves, each wave carefully timed to keep the tension alive. This is not just clever scheduling, it is a deliberate storytelling choice. By splitting the season, the writers are making sure that every cliffhanger, every shocking reveal has time to breathe. Fans will be left waiting at just the right moments, hearts racing, wondering what will happen next before the next set of episodes arrives. This approach transforms the final season into an event stretching the goodbye and making the journey toward the end more unforgettable. This decision took the fandom by surprise. Some expected a long binge format, others feared a rushed ending. But what the show has promised instead is balance. The surprise release strategy means fans will not have to endure years of waiting, but they also will not be able to consume the ending in a single sitting. It forces viewers to sit with the story, to feel the weight of each decision, each loss, and each victory before moving forward. It mirrors the experience of the characters themselves, who have never been given easy answers or quick resolutions. Social media exploded the moment this surprise was revealed. Some fans cheered the idea, saying it would give them time to process and discuss each twist. Others admitted they were nervous about the wait between parts, but even that nervous energy has built anticipation. Outlander is ending, but it refuses to go quietly. Instead, it is choosing to stretch out the farewell, giving the audience one last unforgettable roller coaster of emotion. This surprise element also highlights the respect the creators have for the legacy of the show. Instead of rushing to close the curtain, they are crafting a farewell that feels alive, epic, and communal. Outlander has always been about patience, about enduring time, about waiting for love and destiny to circle back around, and now the final season is giving its audience the same lesson. One part will arrive soon, another will follow later, and together they will carry fans to the very end of Claire and Jamie's journey. The final season of Outlander is not just another collection of episodes, it is the end of a story that has carried audiences across centuries through blood and fire, and through the unshakable bond between two people who refuse to let time tear them apart. Season 8 carries the heavy title of being the last, and because of that, every detail matters. The writers know it, the actors know it, and most importantly, the fans know it. This awareness makes every scene, every line of dialogue, every look between Jamie and Claire more powerful than anything that came before. What we know for certain is that Season 8 will pick up directly from the chaos left behind in Season 7. The war is no longer just a storm on the horizon. It is here, and it is tearing at the fragile threads of family and loyalty. Jamie and Claire are once again pulled into the dangerous current of history, forced to stand in a world that demands impossible choices. Will they survive the weight of revolution? Will they manage to keep their family together? These are not just story questions, they are the very soul of the final season. The structure of Season 8 itself adds to the anticipation. Early reports confirmed that the season will be slightly shorter than some of the earlier ones, but this decision does not mean less story. It means sharper story, tighter storytelling, more focused drama instead of stretching across too many subplots. The writers are concentrating on bringing closure. They are aiming for emotional accuracy rather than endless side roads. This means fans should expect heartbreak but also resolution, the kind of storytelling that makes a finale unforgettable. The cast has also spoken about what lies ahead. Many of them hinted that the season will be filled with emotional goodbyes, not just within the story but behind the camera as well. These characters have lived in the skin of their roles for nearly a decade, and now they are saying farewell. Along with the audience, the raw emotion that comes with that knowledge is expected to seep into the performances, making Season 8 feel more real, more urgent than ever. And while Outlander has always been a story about love, it has also been a story about legacy. That is what Season 8 is truly about. What will Claire and Jamie leave behind? What mark will their family have on the pages of history? How will their children carry their story forward? These are the questions that frame the endgame. Outlander has never been about easy answers. It has always been about the cost of love and the power of survival. And now in this last season, those themes will finally reach their conclusion for fans. The knowledge that this is the end changes how every detail is received. A glance between characters suddenly feels like a farewell. A simple scene of family life feels like a treasure. Every episode will be weighed, not only for its story, but for what it represents, the closing of a world that has been part of people's lives for years. Season 8 is not just something to watch, it is something to experience deeply, knowing that once it is over, there will never be another. The moment the release news and the surprise schedule hit the world of Outlander, the reaction was nothing short of a storm. Within minutes, timelines across Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and fan forums erupted with the voices of people who have carried this story in their hearts for years. Some fans shouted with joy, others admitted they burst into tears, and many could only type in capital letters as words themselves were not enough to express the flood of emotion. The Outlander community is not just a fandom at this point, it is a family built over a decade, and this announcement brought them together in a way that only a final season could. Videos began circulating showing longtime fans reacting in real time. Some cheered, as though their favorite sports team had just won a championship. Some simply sat stunned, whispering that they could not believe it was really ending. The bittersweet mixture of excitement and heartbreak spread quickly through comment sections. Every post carried a double edge of joy for the new episodes and sorrow for the looming goodbye. Hashtags celebrating the release date trended within hours, proving that even after so many seasons, Outlander still has the power to move the world fan. Artists wasted no time flooding feeds with new drawings of Claire and Jamie standing against the fires of revolution. Fanfiction writers began sharing theories about how the story could end, while others revisited old episodes, posting clips that had defined the journey from the very start. The hype around Season 8 became more than just anticipation. It became a living tribute to the series itself. It was as if the community decided together to make this farewell a global event, one last gathering around the story that had connected them. But the reaction was not only creative, it was deeply personal for many viewers. Outlander has been a companion through their own struggles. Fans have spoken openly about how the love story between Claire and Jamie helped them believe in loyalty and resilience. Others shared how the show introduced them to history in a way that no classroom ever did. Some even said the series helped them through lonely nights, difficult times, or personal losses. For those fans, the announcement of the final season was like saying goodbye to a friend, a presence that had stood by them for years. That emotional connection is what gives the hype such power. It is not just about a television show. It is about the lives it touched at conventions and online gatherings. Fans are already planning watch parties for the final season. Some intend to rewatch every previous episode to prepare themselves. Others are creating memory boards, countdown clocks, and even community podcasts dedicated entirely to breaking down every episode the moment it airs. The hype is alive, but it is also reflective, a recognition that this journey, which began with a nurse and a set of standing stones, is nearing its final destination. What makes this reaction unique is that it feels like a shared ritual, a whole community grieving and celebrating at once. Outlander has always been about time travel, but in this moment, it is about something more: the way a story can freeze time for its audience, holding them together in excitement, sorrow, and love all at once. And that is what makes the hype for Season 8 unlike anything the series has seen before. The truth is, Outlander is not just ending, it is closing a chapter of television history that will be remembered for years to come. Very few shows manage to balance sweeping romance, brutal history, and the impossible magic of time travel the way this series has done with Season 8. The curtain is falling, and that reality is beginning To sink in, for every fan who has walked this journey from the very first scene, it is not simply a goodbye to Claire and Jamie. It is a goodbye to nights spent waiting for the next episode, 2 days filled with theories, to friendships built in online, communities, and to the comfort of knowing there was always another adventure ahead. This final season will be more than a conclusion. It will be a test of how stories can live inside people forever. Outlander has given audiences not just entertainment, but lessons about resilience, sacrifice, and love that defies all barriers of time. When the screen fades on that last episode, it will not be the end of the journey, because the story will live on in the fans who keep it alive in memory and art, in discussions, and in the way it shaped their view of love and destiny. And now the moment belongs to you, the fans. How do you feel about the final season? Do you welcome the surprise of its release? Or does the thought of saying goodbye fill you with sadness? Are you ready to see how the journey ends? Or do you wish the stones would take you back to the very beginning again? This story was built on passion, loyalty, and connection, and that same spirit continues in every person who has followed it through time. If you are part of this community, then let your voice be heard. Share your thoughts, your hopes, and even your fears about what the end of Outlander means to you. What moment from the series changed you the most? What scene will you carry with you long after the credits roll for the last time? Every answer adds to the collective memory of this story and makes the farewell more powerful. And if you want to stay on this ride until the very last frame, then make sure you are ready for what comes next. Subscribe, keep your eyes on the countdown, and prepare for the final journey. Because Outlander Season 8 is not just another release, it is history in the making. A farewell that will echo through time and remind us all why this story mattered so deeply. Every great story eventually reaches its final page. Every journey, no matter how vast or unending, must come to a close. Outlander has carried us across oceans and centuries, through heartbreaks that cut like a blade and reunions that healed the soul. It has taught us that love can bend time, that destiny can be rewritten, and that even in the darkest storms there is light. If you hold on to the people who matter most, shows entertained for a season, Outlander built a legacy that will live far beyond its final frame. As Season 8 approaches, fans are not just preparing to watch another set of episodes. They are preparing for a farewell to the sound of Claire's voice guiding us through the unknown, a farewell to Jamie's unwavering strength, a farewell to battles fought not just on battlefields, but in hearts and homes. This last season is not about endings, it is about the echoes it will leave behind. Once the final credits roll, the story will not disappear. It will remain alive in the memories, the conversations, the laughter, and the tears it sparked in millions of viewers across the world. The truth is, Outlander has always been more than a tale about time travel. It has been a story about waiting, about endurance, about finding your way back, no matter how far apart you are torn. And now, as fans wait for the last chapter, they are living that lesson once again. The countdown to Season 8 is not simply a wait for new episodes. It is a moment of reflection, a shared pause before the final leap through time. So, when the premiere arrives, it will not be just another night of television. It will be an event, a moment where fans across the world press play together and hold their breath for the last adventure of Claire and Jamie. The story that began at the Stones in Scotland will end on a global stage, watched by millions who have grown older alongside these characters. For some, it will feel like a loss. For others, it will feel like a gift. But for everyone, it will be unforgettable. And when the end finally arrives, remember, this stories never truly end. They live on in the people who carry them. Outlander will live on in you, in your memories, in your tears, in your laughter, and in the way it taught you that love can conquer even the barriers of time. Season 8 may close the book, but the story will remain forever etched in your heart.